live. Okay, for those that have not met us, I'm Chris.
Scott.
And we own Caleb and Rose. We wanted to do this because we just released our third club release ever this week, and we thought it would be super fun to walk through and taste all of the wines with this community. So we wanted it to be a little slower pace than our 1-minute videos we've been posting. Scott, why don't you hit play on the record? We're gonna listen to some music. I have no idea how to check if people are here, if you're giving comments. So we will just deal with that later. But for now, we're gonna taste some wines. Okay, so let's talk about this guy. So once a quarter we release a club box, and typically they all represent small producers from around the world that have a lot of pride in the soil and the grape varietals and farm organically, minimal intervention on the winemaking, which basically means like how pure can we keep this wine. And let's see here. Okay, so in each club box, everybody gets a letter from us, and we give descriptions on each wine. What to do with those wines? What do they taste like? We try to mix it to the season, and believe it or not, it's not just me picking the wine. Scott approves every single one.
We get to sample them all at least. And these are always good. There's a lot of info on just the wineries themselves, and a lot of times like just how to pair the wine, what it goes well with, flavor notes, stuff like that. So it kind of clues you in a little bit on when and where you'd want to use it.
And on each bottle, this is a very consumer-led little detail. Months ago, we were sitting around having wine with friends, and basically one of them said, hey, you know what would be great is if on each bottle you had notes on what do I do with this wine, because we all forget. So when I go to grab the bottle, what am I supposed to do with this wine? So for this one, for example, I'm calling it a patio sipper, because I think it would be great to sip on a patio as the warm weather gets warmer. So with that in mind, we're gonna start with the first wine. This one is called Montruby White. It's from north of Spain, north of Barcelona. The grape is Xarel-lo, and it's often used to make cava, which is a sparkling wine similar to champagne. So we're gonna pour and taste, and we're gonna give ideas on what would be great to pair this with.
Here we go.
All right. The nose is so refreshing.
Yeah, it is.
What do you think? What would you, like, how do you see yourself drinking this?
Yeah, just outside in patio, or nice like fish or something like that.
One of those spring days where you get like 75 degrees in the forecast and you're like, there's the sun.
Yeah, it's got like good pear flavor to it off the bat, and like mouth feels nice. It's like not too crisp and tart where you're just like puckering up when you drink it. It's nice and easy. A lot of flavor.
Yeah, and I put like a little easy board out here, but like apricots would be great. Just easy crackers. We're gonna taste a few crackers in between just to cleanse our palates, right?
I'm gonna stay away from the apricots because
okay, let's see.
farting all night.
Okay, so now we're going to migrate to Portugal. I highlighted this producer the other day, Nordico Alvarinho. Look at this label, is so cool. It reminds me of the tiles, the handmade tiles all over Portugal. We actually as a family visited there about 10 years ago. So outside of loving the label, the wine itself is just so delicious. And actually one of the fun facts I gave on the newsletter in the bottom corner is that Alvarinho in Portugal is the same grape as Albarino in Spain. So same grape, different name based on the country, which can happen in a variety of instances. Like Monastrell is the same grape as Mauvais. So there's quite a few situations like that. But this is from an old vine plot. And what does that mean to you when I say old vine? It basically just means like a younger vine might be 10 to 20 years old. An older vine could be up to 40 years. There's going to be more concentration of flavor. So there's less fruit on each grape, but A very entry-level Albarino or Albarino would just be bright, easy sipping, somewhere between a Sauv Blanc and a Chardonnay. This one has great concentration. I feel like I would want to sip this on a cold day, on a warm day. It would go great with a variety of cuisines because it has some weight to it. I could picture it with like Oriental and Asian spices even.
Yeah, this one's awesome. There's like a lot going on
There's
in there.
so much going on.
Yeah, it's like way surprising for a white. The other ones that we just had was nice and easy sipping and like don't have to think too much about. And this one, there's like kind of sits with you for a little while, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
And it's a screw top.
Oh yeah, we call this
Screw
one.
top.
This guy we call picnic wine because I want to take it on all of my picnics to the beach, anywhere that I can just screw and go. Easy.
The old screw.
I have a habit of just saying things and I'm telling me I'm an idiot. In so many words. Okay. Oh, that was so delicious. And I should also disclose that whether you're getting this box of wine to your doorstep or not, I highly recommend your wine rack in your house should be a split of white and red because like this week in California, it's freezing. So we have 3 reds in this box, but next week it's probably going to be 70, 75 degrees and you're going to want to reach for those cool, cold whites, right?
Yeah, this one would be fine though, even with a cool day. There's enough going on that it doesn't
Totally.
matter if it's hot or cold.
Okay, so this guy, very cool label. It's a French blend of Vermentino, which actually typically is an Italian grape, so that's kind of fun. But it's Vermentino Muscat, which ages very well and has like really beautiful floral aromatic components. And Roussanne, which same thing, very aromatic. I should also say Roussanne is, you might recognize some of the flavor in this because if you've had a white blend from Paso, they often use Roussanne in their blends also. But on this one, I said celebrate spring because whether it's Easter, Mother's Day, you name it, it just feels like this should be on the table at brunch during springtime. And the second I taste it, I actually tasted it with his mom about an hour ago. I'm gonna pour for myself first.
Yeah, do it.
I just picture strawberries. In California, we love like strawberry spinach salads with goat cheese and caramelized pecans. That's exactly what I think of with this wine. I'll be curious what he thinks.
Yeah. Wait, people joined. People are watching.
Oh, wow. Okay. See, I didn't know how this worked, but we see people, so hello. So yeah, this is delish. This winemaker actually grew up in Champagne and brought Chardonnay and Pinot Noir to the Limoux region of France. I always think if somebody has that type of a history, like Champagne, we think of like, wow, this is such a remarkable type of wine. These people know what they're doing. And if you were part of our December box, you had a sparkling Pinot Noir from this producer. So same producer as our sparkling from December. Okay, we're gonna migrate over to reds now. I forgot to bring like a little spit cup. We're just just going for it right now. Okay, so
That's the perks of owning a wine business.
It's true.
Okay, go for it.
okay, so this guy, if this isn't a crowd pleaser, just again, based off the label alone, like bring it to a party. How fun is this one? A Soligino. I think I even put that on the label. I put crowd pleaser because it sure is. And it's so easy sipping. It's Italian from the north, Valpolicella to be more specific. And it's a young wine. So it's going to just have that bright Italian fruit. The grapes, there's 3 different blended grapes. I'm not even gonna say them because you're not gonna remember them. You can look at the text sheets online. But basically with Italian reds, they often have really bright acidity. And what's great is that's gonna go really, really amazingly with any type of pasta, any type of tomato-based sauce. But truly, I mean, on its own, it's just bright and fun, just like the goose on the label. Oh yeah, so easy, right?
So easy.
So easy. I want it with pasta. I want to bring it to a dinner party tomorrow.
It feels more like a food wine to me, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I like it on its own, but I think we've had this before a couple times, and I've always enjoyed it with a meal.
Yeah.
More than I have just on its own, which I like on its own, but.
Oh, I agree. That's that, like, acidity is something that's like, when you think of acid, it's like that tartness like you would have on lemons. Acid just complements food so well.
Right.
So, I agree. Very cool. Mm. Well, and hopefully the rest of you put a record on. What are we listening to? He's the music man.
What do we got?
I just kind of go along for the ride. I pick all the wine. He gives the yay or nay. I love this.
Diced.
So fun, right?
This is your favorite one.
All right, guys, 2 more wines in this box. So let's move on here. Okay, so this, I'm actually going to introduce 2 at once because, and I'll get to this, but this guy right here, I usually, if you're in a box of 6, there's one selection that's a little more elevated and elegant. And for this one, I did an Austrian red of Blaufränkisch and Saint Laurent. It sounds very like Austrian German, doesn't it?
Wow, Austrian, huh?
Blaufränkisch. But this one is just very versatile with food, so delicious, very tiny production, small family farm, and they basically were making wine for I think a bed and breakfast, and it was like, oh, people love this enough, we should become a winery. So I could only get access to so many bottles. I'm not even going to open this because I don't have it. It went into all of the club boxes. But I've been so overwhelmed with joy on people that kind of joined at the last minute or just joined, and I didn't want anybody to miss out on this guy, which is an Etna Rosso from Sicily, also very elegant, great for the Pinot Noir type consumer. So if you weren't in my first selection, then you probably got this in your box because I think you really need to try it. So we're going to taste this one tonight. And so with Mount Etna, I think volcanic soil, it's higher elevation. I think it's really interesting to show everybody the color on this because it's lighter than you would expect, but it still has a lot of punch to it. So as Americans, we expect a lot of color in our red wine, and that doesn't always have to be the case on still having structure and a lot going on in the glass. So look at that.
And Rosso is what grade?
Norella Muscalese.
Okay.
Thank you. See, so he's quality control. He keeps me in check.
I like that one.
I know. So, I mean, really, the only way I know how to describe it is it's just elegant.
Yeah.
And on this label, I describe it as like pairing well with braised meats. I should explain that when I make a recommendation, it's not like that's the rule. It's more of just like, this is what I think of when I'm tasting it. Now let's...
What do you mean by braised meats? How often are we braising meats here?
I feel like I do that a good amount.
So you braise meats?
I do.
You barbecue meats.
I have braised meat this year. I know I have.
I don't even know if you know what that means.
I do. I do. It's just like slow simmer in a pot. I feel like I just talked about this yesterday, whether I should braise something today.
And did you?
No.
No. So, so there are other ways to drink it besides braising.
Okay. So, but the example I was going to give, I had a member reach out over the weekend and say, I am grilling up a really good cut of ribeye. Should I pair it with this entry-level red or the Etna Rosso? But the Etna Rosso says braised meat. Anyway, it created this whole conversation of this is just a recommendation, but by all means, if you're having quality food, it should go with quality wine. So this is a great wine, and a good cut of ribeye would be fantastic.
It will be.
Yeah.
But it also has enough going on too that I think it goes well with other meals as well. It doesn't just have to be a big steak wine.
Not at all.
Yeah, because it doesn't taste like a big, like you're used to, like for big California cab or anything like that, like where you think steak wine. It's not necessarily like that.
Yeah.
There's a little more.
But I will say I'm very excited. We already decided on one of the next club releases, and the tag is going to say steak wine, and it's a Spanish red. We're getting to the point where we're kind of slotting and deciding far in advance, just to take a little pressure off my shoulders, but also because it's really fun. Okay, so last but not least, okay, I'm matching this label. Same artist. How fun is this? The owner of the importer I work with out of LA helps some of the wineries create great labels, because the traditional French label, a lot of Americans are like, I don't know what to do with this. So he's helped smaller, more modern wineries have a little fun, and hence this shirt and this label. So the great thing about this label, every single wine in the box is a different color. You might get the orange one, you might get the purple one, you might get the green one. So very fun. It's a Malbec, and it's from Cahors, France. And the name is Rouve et Croissy.
You nailed it. So good.
So the funny thing is, our daughter is doing French Duolingo, and her accent is already so good. And
she's bilingual,
but
so that
so
helps.
much better than me. Like, I feel so silly every time I try to speak it, but I feel like I nailed it.
Do you want to try and roll your R's really quick?
No. It's embarrassing. Okay, so we're going to take a taste of this. When we think of Malbec, most of us think of Argentina. Malbec had a moment, I feel like 10 years ago. Like, Argentinian Malbec was everywhere. When I was dragging a bag, going into retail shops all over the place, it was like, Malbec, 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 Argentina, Argentina. And it's still very popular. I love that it brought the consumer tasting Malbec. However, Malbec started right here. So if you want to taste the benchmark of what Malbec should be, I feel like Cahors, France is where it is. So this one is very fun. What do you think so far? Did you take a taste?
No.
But this would be the more fuller bodied of the box, I would say. Are we getting waves? I love this. This is very fun. Or is it just that they joined? I don't know. But either way, Instagram's waving at me and I love it. Okay, so here we go. So juicy.
Yeah. It's closer to like the bigger California style in a way. Like,
yeah, the California
whereas that Rosso had like a little bit more going on, a little more maybe refined. This is like a bigger flavor profile to it, I'd say.
Yeah.
So it would also go well with if you're braising a lot of meat.
You know what I braised today? I braised some chili. And so I thought, okay, when I taste this wine, personally, I taste barbecue sauce. Like, I want baby back ribs slathered in barbecue sauce. I want tri-tip slathered in barbecue sauce.
Slathered.
But today it was so cold. Like, I barely went outside. So I made chili with our 4-year-old this morning, and my secret is always to put a few tablespoons of barbecue sauce in it, because it kind of just binds all the flavors. So I thought it would be fun for us to take a bite of chili and then take a sip of wine. Mm-hmm.
Good chili.
I mean, it's just perfection. It doesn't get any better than that.
It's a good combo.
Right? For a chilly day?
Yeah. Unintended.
I know, right? What did I call this one? Oh, I called this bold red.
So that one's yellow.
And this one's yellow. Bold red.
Same line.
Pair with barbecue. And that's kind of a wrap on the box. I will say, with this club, I love connecting this community of people. Whether you're just watching and you're browsing, you're like, I don't know what she's doing, but I'm in for it, for that part of it. That's awesome. If you're interested in tasting wines that are unique and different, and pair well with food, that's what we do. And I'm a smaller operation. I don't deeply discount things, but it's all super small production. So when people join and give me warning that they're joining, it's great because then I can plan for it and make sure that you get these small batch Austrian wines.
That one's really good.
It's so good.
It's so good. Whose club box is this? Let's just steal it out of there and not tell them, and we'll taste it right now.
It's my sister's.
Oh, perfect.
I know. But anyway, we started just about a year ago.
Yeah.
We're like pretty much at the
About
year
a year.
anniversary, and it has been so much fun getting to know everybody. So thank you so much for being here. I am going to try to figure out how to get out of Instagram Live, so bear with me. I think I just press, there's a button probably. No?
Nobody knows.
No. Oh, and now. Okay, bye you guys.
See ya.